Hello, everybody, and welcome into tonight's broadcast. The octagonal finally comes to a close tonight. It's been quite the World Cup qualifying cycle, and it concludes for the United States in Costa Rica as they take on Los Ticos. And after these 90 minutes, the United States with an opportunity to finally officially punch that ticket into the 2022 World Cup. What a feeling that would be. I'll get into the scenarios later as we take a look at the lineups. First for the U.S., Zach Steffen in goal. No surprise there. The outside backs, Anthony Robinson and DeAndre Yedlin. The center back pairing, Miles Robinson and Walker Zimmerman. In the midfield, it's Kellen Acosta, Tyler Adams, and Yunus Musa. Meanwhile, up top, Christian Pulisic, Tim Weah, and Ricardo Pepi. On the other hand, for the host Costa Rica, it's Keylor Navas in goal. The outside backs are Ian Lawrence and Carlos Martinez. Juan Vargas, Daniel Waston, and Daniel Chasson make up the rest of the defense. It is five at the back for this Costa Rican side. Carlos Mora, Orlando Gallo, Brandon Aguilera, and Juison Bennett are in the midfield for Costa Rica. And then up top, it's the lone striker of Anthony Contreras. Costa Rica is led by head coach Luis Suarez. Yes, that is his name. And no, he's not the Luis Suarez who plays for Uruguay and Atletico Madrid. Meanwhile, for the United States, it's, of course, Greg Berhalter in charge. Welcome in, Mike. Welcome in, everybody. This is the night, folks, after the 2018 failure that's marred this U.S. team for years now. It's finally a chance for the Americans to put an end to that nightmare. They haven't played in a World Cup in 8 years, 8 long years. And finally tonight, they can make it official that they'll be heading on a plane to Qatar this November. Here are the scenarios, folks. As you can see on the ticker, the United States heading into this match in second place, currently on 25 points. Costa Rica on 22 points in fourth place. Remember, the top 3 teams in CONCACAF automatically qualify for the World Cup. The fourth place team will play in an intercontinental playoff against I'm blanking out, New Zealand. And that's how everything is shaping up as we are ready to kick this one off. Basically, where the teams are right now in the table, it should stay that way. The U.S. and Mexico should join Canada as automatically qualifying to the World Cup in Costa Rica. In all likelihood, will head to that intercontinental playoff. However, the only scenario, as Costa Rica looked to create an early chance and Walker Zimmerman shields it out of play, the only scenario in which Costa Rica would force the USA to play in that intercontinental playoff is if Costa Rica win by at least 6 goals. So highly unlikely, obviously, and that is due to the superior goal difference that the U.S. has, but you never know. Drew Fisher is the referee tonight. Costa Rica in red, the United States in white. This match taking place at Estadio Nacional in San Jose, Costa Rica, the capital of this beautiful Central American country. And it is the final match of World Cup qualifying for both of these sides. All 4 CONCACAF World Cup qualifying matches tonight kicking off simultaneously at 9:05 Eastern Time, 7:05 local time for this one in Costa Rica, and it's a comfortable 69 degrees Fahrenheit at kickoff. What's up, Hugo? Welcome in. Do I know Atika? I can't say I do. No, I don't think I do, Mike. As this is flicked on by Ricardo Pepi. And a rather comfortable save by the world-class goalkeeper of Keylor Navas. Navas, one of the only regular starters being put in the starting 11 tonight. And in large part, that is due to, if I'm not mistaken, 9 Costa Rica players being on a yellow card. 2 yellow cards throughout the entire World Cup qualifying cycle results in a 1-game suspension. That includes the intercontinental playoff. And of course, because the odds are so slim for Costa Rica to win this game by 6 and therefore get that automatic bid, Costa Rica is sort of settling for the fact that they'll have to play in the Intercontinental Playoff, which will be a much more important game for them. That, of course, will be a one-off in June against New Zealand at a neutral site in Qatar, the site of the World Cup. So that's why it's not the strongest starting 11 for Costa Rica. They don't want to take that risk of some of their star players getting suspended due to a yellow card accumulation for that huge intercontinental playoff that they're 99.9% likely to play in against New Zealand in June. You're watching Mexico, El Salvador. All right, very good, Hugo. Oh, really? Okay, Mike. Oh, that's sad to hear, though. He died in 2019. Man. Well, that is sad to hear. Does Costa Rica have a chance to get in? Yes, Hugo, but it's really slim. They either have to beat the US by 6 goals or have Mexico lose by 2 to El Salvador, if I'm not mistaken. So it's very slim when it comes to Costa Rica's chances of automatically qualifying. That I'm talking about automatically qualifying, Hugo. But Costa Rica already locked into that intercontinental playoff spot at least. So in all likelihood, Costa Rica will be heading to the Intercontinental Playoff, which would be a one-off match against New Zealand, as I was saying, in June, as this header is into the hands of Navas. I guess it's a bit surprising to see Ricardo Pepi in the starting lineup. Jesus Ferreira did have a really good performance, I thought, against Panama, but perhaps the turnaround time just not enough for Ferreira to recover, and therefore Pepi getting the start today. All right, you'll keep me updated on that match. Very good, Hugo. What's good, Jeffrey? Welcome in. Yeah, I was bummed about the loss last night for the Bruins. I was at that game at TD Garden. They just really didn't show up in that game against the Maple Leafs. It was still a fun experience, but it was unfortunate that the Bruins just had a no-show, really. Yeah, I saw the Buccaneers news moments ago that Bruce Arians is retiring from coaching. That's crazy, man. As DeAndre Yedlin draws the foul, whistle against Ian Lawrence. Lawrence, the left back for Costa Rica tonight. And thanks everyone for your company, folks. We knew coming into tonight, it's not officially official that the U.S. is heading to the World Cup. But my goodness, they're 85 minutes away from finally making it official. A long-awaited return to the World Cup is right on their fingertips for the United States. After the nightmare against Trinidad and Tobago about 5 years ago. Kellen Acosta dispossessed, however, is a foul on Anthony Contreras. It was actually Tyler Adams brought down, I beg your pardon. Adams has had 27 appearances for the national team, 1 goal. Of course, he plays for Leipzig in Germany. One of the many players on this U.S. men's national team playing in the top European leagues. Nah, Hugo, don't try to trick me, man. Don't try to trick me. I'm not that stupid. And this is crossed in, punched into the air by Navas. Costa Rica looking to clear, but it only goes as far as Acosta. Tim Weah trying to stay with it. Deflects off his shin and out for a Costa Rica throw. And Weah missed the Panama game due to a suspension because of yellow card accumulation. I find it quite ridiculous how it's 2 yellow cards and you're suspended when qualifying is 14 games. The fact that you have to, they expect you to only have 1 yellow card over 14 matches or else you're suspended. Seems a little bizarre, but that is CONCACAF's rule as Vargas blocked off the cross. It's the first U.S. corner kick of the night. All right, very good, Jeffrey. What are you trying to ask, Mike? Am I good at flags? You mean like the flags of countries? Yeah, I'd consider myself pretty good at knowing the flags of different countries. As this falls to the back post and it's put off the bar, it did not cross the line, according to the referee. The first big chance for the United States. And let's see the replay here. A nice first touch, and oh no, I thought it hit the post, but Navas actually saved it. I beg your pardon. From the TV angle, it looked like it hit the post, but no, that was Navas getting in the way of the shot as Tyler Adams had the opportunity. Yeah, I know where East Providence is, Jeffrey. I only live about half an hour from East Providence. Yes, there is VAR. There is VAR, Mike. Yep. That pass too far in front of Yedlin, and it will be a Costa Rica throw. Urban Meyer here talking about Hugo. Yeah, I don't think we'll see him back in the NFL anytime soon or ever. On the ball now is Jewison Bennett. And now Bennett into space. His cross deflected. Zimmerman gets ahead to it. And now at the edge of the area, it's Aguilera. Aguilera sending it towards the back post. Anthony Robinson could not keep it in play. And it will be a Costa Rica corner kick there first. All right, no worries, man. No worries. You saw there's going to be 5 subs per game in the World Cup? Yeah, I'm not too surprised about that. I mean, most of the world has continued ever since COVID with the 5 substitutions. I don't mind it. I'm fine with it. I don't have any issue. As Zimmerman heads it away. And now settled by Costa Rica's Daniel Chasson, and a strike from distance sails over the bar. That shot from a long ways out. But Stefan not called into action just yet. As Yedlin will go back to Zach Steffen. He'll need to be careful. So close to his own goal, of course. 10 minutes played in San Jose, Costa Rica. 0-0 the score. Yeah, definitely, Hugo. It definitely plays to your advantage, the 5 subs rule, if you have a lot of depth and some really good bench players. No doubt about it. Going back to that last Costa Rica opportunity, it was Brendan Aguilera with a strike from distance. And then the U.S. chance where Navas made the save. It was actually Miles Robinson with that opportunity. The lighting just seems really weird. I mean, the lighting seems fine at the stadium. I'm not sure if it's the channel I'm watching the game on, but it's kind of tough to make out some of the players as Tim Weah sends in a cross, but that's beyond Anthony Robinson, and out for a Costa Rica throw-in. Look at the live World Cup qualifying standings in CONCACAF. Top 4, Canada already qualified. Currently 29 points, USA 26, as well as Mexico, and then Costa Rica in that playoff spot on 23 points. And that's most likely how the night will end up when it comes to the placement of those teams in the standings, but you never know. Crazy things could always be in the making, of course, as this is settled on the near side by Lawrence, and turned over by Costa Rica. It's Tim Weah. The return pass. Pepe the strike. And a right-handed save made by Keylor Navas. It will be in behind for United States corner kick. Good combination play between Weah and Pepe. Pepe, like Tyler Adams, playing in the Bundesliga for Augsburg. Christian Pulisic looked like he wanted that ball to be played across to him at the edge of the 6. Instead, Pepe went for goal, and now it's Pulisic standing over the U.S. corner. Here's the outswinging delivery and headed out of play for a throw. No, Hugo, it's not a holiday for the East Coast tomorrow. What holiday do you guys have over on the West Coast? Oh, I know it's April. Or no, tomorrow's the last day of March. That's right. Yeah, tomorrow's the last day of March. I don't know what holiday you're speaking of. It's certainly not celebrated here on the East Coast. Tomorrow's just another day for us. Oh, Cesar Chavez Day. Yes. I actually learned about that in my Spanish class. I completely forgot about that though. Yeah. I remember my Spanish teacher telling me that that's very big in California and on the West Coast. Yeah, no, that holiday does not exist here. But yeah, now that you say that, I actually learned that in my Spanish class like a month ago. Actually, it's funny you say that. But yeah, I did not know that Cesar Chavez Day was tomorrow. But yeah, my Spanish teacher actually lived in California, so she said it was when she lived out there, it was a big deal, and yeah, a holiday that was celebrated there. Here on the ball for Costa Rica is Orlando Gallo, and here comes Gallo. The cross blocked. Anthony Robinson getting in the way. He's basically solidified his spot at the left back position, I have to think. And that's off of Costa Rica for a U.S. throw. We played just about a quarter hour. No score in San Jose. He has a street named after him. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Yeah, he definitely was a big influence in those parts. Yeah. I didn't really know much about him until I learned about him in my Spanish class. That's how to play for a Costa Rica throw in, and it will be Carlos Martinez to take it. Header won by Miles Robinson. He was not a saint to the migrants crossing the border. Interesting, Hugo. Bit of a heavy first touch there by Kendall Waston. And now Zimmerman in with the header. And that pass into the middle, cut out by Yedlin. Here's Daniel Chasson. Costa Rica give it away. Tim Weah combining with Pulisic. Weah takes it out wide and will try to get on his horse, but running out of room was Weah, and that ball out of play for a Costa Rica throw-in. That last touch from Weah, just a bit too heavy in the end. But once again, Costa Rica rather cheaply give it away, and down goes Yunus Musa. A free kick awarded to the Americans. The foul against Orlando Gallo. Already the fourth foul committed by Los Ticos. None committed by the U.S. so far. And after Musa took a ball to the head, as Carlos Martinez kicked it straight at him. A dangerous set piece opportunity here for the United States. Standing over it is Kellen Acosta. He plays for LAFC in MLS. In fact, he's one of 3 MLS players in this starting 11 for the U.S. tonight, alongside Miles Robinson and Walker Zimmerman. Acosta going for goal, but the wall does its job. They block the strike, and back it comes to Tyler Adams. Oh, really, Hugo? Well, I did not know about that part. Jeez. Back it comes to Navas, and he will clear it well downfield. On the ball is Contreras, and a free kick awarded to Costa Rica. The foul by Miles Robinson. Remember, Costa Rica needs a 6-goal win to get that automatic spot to the World Cup, or else they'll be heading to an intercontinental playoff against New Zealand. Obviously, it's pretty unrealistic to think that they'll be able to win by 6, but the opportunity is still there to pull off a miracle. Here comes the free kick. Sent towards the near post, but the U.S. clears, and now here's Tim Weah. Weah turns it over, and that's in a bad area. But Aguilera quickly loses it. It will be a Costa Rica throw on the far side. Yeah, it's been a bit sloppy on both sides here in these opening 20 or so minutes. This is Lawrence out wide for Bennett. And now Chasson. If Mexico loses and U.S. and Costa Rica draw, it wouldn't change anything. It would still be the U.S. and Mexico getting the automatic spots, and Costa Rica going to the playoff, because the U.S. and Mexico are both 3 points ahead of Costa Rica. So even if Mexico lost and the U.S. and Costa Rica tied, Costa Rica would still be 2 points back of Mexico, so it wouldn't be enough. So yeah, all of the positions just about locked up when it comes to who will be those top 3 teams automatically qualifying and who will be that 4th place team in the Intercontinental Playoff, as Pulisic goes down, no foul called, and it's now Costa Rica at the other end. Hitting the deck was Contreras, no whistle, and the U.S. back with it. Laid ahead and cut out. Nice defending there by Carlos Martinez. We do have an update. Mexico has scored against El Salvador 18 minutes into that match, and 1-0 Mexico leads. Yedlin combining nicely with Tim Weah and earning the U.S. a corner kick. That's correct, Hugo. Yeah, Costa Rica has to win by 6 for that automatic bid. Yep, that's correct. Unless Mexico lost by, like, I think if Mexico lose by 2 and Costa Rica win by 3 or something like that, then Costa Rica would get through. But that's not happening. Let's be real. You missed the goal. No worries, man. As that header's over the bar. Luckily, they're providing updates on the U.S. game. Navas with a quick goal kick, and this could lead into something dangerous, but a great recovery there by Tyler Adams, who got tripped at the very end, and looks like Carlos Mora called for the foul. Yeah, Adams definitely sold it a little bit. There wasn't a whole lot of contact there looking at the replay. We're halfway through the first half. Still scoreless in San Jose, Costa Rica at Estadio Nacional. Pepe to Pulisic. That's a great ball out wide. This is Anthony Robinson, excuse me. And he had options in the penalty area. Way unable to settle. And it's Navas who will roll it out as Costa Rica tries to take it the other way. Okay, it was Antuna from a corner. Okay, gotcha. Do I know American history? Yeah, I know a decent amount of American history, I'd say, Mike. Foul there was Brendan Aguilera. Kellen Acosta with the trip and a free kick to Los Ticos. It's taken by Ian Lawrence. Now moved out to the left wing where it's controlled by Bennett. Bennett on the near side. Over to Lawrence. And back with it is Juan Vargas. What's good, Steve? Welcome into the broadcast, my man. How's it going, Steve? I didn't see the X at the end at the first comment. American history X. I didn't see the X originally. I thought you were just asking, do I know some American history. I didn't know you were referencing a movie. No, I do not know. I do not know that movie. Sorry about that. I completely misread what you wrote, as that header is comfortably snatched out of the air by Zach Steffen. What's up, Badger? Welcome in over on Twitch. We are on good pace to not lose 6-0. That is correct. So far, so good. Zach Steffen, the keeper for the U.S., 28 appearances for the national team, 9 clean sheets. He, of course, plays for Manchester City in England as the backup to Ederson. Zimmerman back to the aforementioned Zach Steffen. And now Tyler Adams. Adams will find Zimmerman. What is it? Is it a rated R movie or what? I'm not familiar with it, so I can't say. As Yedlin will take the U.S. throw-in. Adams lost it. And it's out for a Costa Rica throw-in. No, I've not seen that movie, Hugo. And yes, Steve, I was actually just talking about that. Mexico has the early lead over El Salvador. Yep. 1-0. On the ball for Costa Rica is Aguilera. Oh, and that pass intercepted. And look at this pace from Anthony Robinson down the left wing. It could lead to an opportunity. Robinson still going. And now Pulisic to Pepe. In the space to Yunus Musa. Musa now waiting just a bit. as he gets a supporting cast. Tyler Adams out wide for Pulisic. His cross out for a U.S. throw. Yeah, Badger. Well, I'll put it this way: when Matt Turner was healthy, yeah, he was the starter. I don't know. I don't know if even if he was fully healthy right now, if he would be starting. I mean, he has been for the most part when he's been healthy, the starting keeper, but there is competition there between him and Stefan. And yeah, as you mentioned, right now, since he isn't healthy, Stefan's the starter. Uh, no doubt about it. But yeah, even when Turner was healthy, there was definitely some competition there between the two. Panama, Canada still scoreless. Gotcha. Thanks, Steve. Here's Keylor Navas. And out it goes for a Costa Rica throw. And we've played 28 minutes, still awaiting the breakthrough goal here in the final match of CONCACAF World Cup qualifying. The U.S. trying to officially punch their ticket to Qatar. This now comes back to Stefan. A pass off the mark by Musa. And the other way, here comes Chasson. In the space with Bennett. Onto his left, dangerous cross. And in the end, not the cleanest of strikes as Miles Robinson appeared to get in the way. However, Costa Rica back with it. Cross from the right wing, heading towards the back post. And it's mishit by Bennett, out for a U.S. goal kick. Oh, wow. I didn't even realize that, Steve, that Zach Steffen played 9 games for the the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, while on loan from Columbus. That's awesome, man. Yeah, I didn't even realize that. Very good. Yeah, last week I actually went to a first round match in the US Open Cup between the Western Mass Pioneers of USL League 2 and Brockton United of the UPSL, which is an amateur league in the US. And I know in the second round of the US Open Cup next week, that's when the USL championship sides get involved. Is that shot from distance parried over the bar by Navas? Just had to be sure about it. And it will be a corner kick. It's rated hard, but it's messed up. All right. What's good, Adam? Welcome in. You referee UPSL, is that right, Steve? Yes, so does my dad, actually. That's pretty cool, man. Yep. Yeah, it's a good league, UPSL. Yeah. Well, Western Mass won the game. But Brockton was honestly the better team. It finished 2-0, but Brockton looked good. As that shot from Tim Way is blocked, and now a mighty clearance by Costa Rica. Yeah, my dad's actually refereed a couple of Brockton games already, and he has their game on Sunday in the UPSL, or actually it might be a tournament. It might be an open cup among amateur teams. I'm not sure. Yeah, lots of broken English from the players. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, with my dad being from Portugal, that helps him out because there's a lot of Portuguese speaking teams or Spanish, which is similar. So he usually communicates with the teams. Like Brockton has a lot of Cape Verdean players. They speak Portuguese there in Cape Verde, and yeah, so he just speaks Portuguese with the players. Um, but yeah. No, a tournament MLS is doing called Generation Championship. I'm not aware of that. No. Oh, and Pulisic brought down. Yedlin will cross it as advantage is played, although now it's called back by the referee Daniel Fisher. Free kick to the USA with 12 plus minutes to go in the half. There you go. You know some Spanish. Yeah, fácil, easy, rojo, red. You're picking up on a little bit, Steve. I got to give you that. Here comes the U.S. free kick. Standing over it is the captain, Christian Pulisic. No, I don't watch a lot of movies, Mike. So more likely than not, all the movies you mentioned, I haven't watched. Out it comes to Tyler Adams. And now Miles Robinson chips it into the box. Headed over to Miles Robinson, and chasing it down is Ricardo Pepi. He'll commit the foul. Bringing down with him Carlos Martinez. Oh, is that right, Hugo? So the under 15, so the U15 and U17 teams from MLS, Liga MX, and Europe will be involved in that generation championship you're talking about. All right, that's pretty cool, man. Yeah. I know last week was the opening weekend of the brand new league MLS Next Pro with all of the second teams in MLS, like New England Revolution second team is playing in that league now. They beat they beat New York City FC. Well, they tied New York City FC second team, but then won in a shootout. That's something unique about MLS Next Pro this season anyways. They're doing shootouts in the regular season for an extra point, which is interesting, as that strike from distance is stopped by Stefan. No problem there, as the effort was put on goal by Aguilera. About 10 minutes left now in the opening 45. Not much to really discuss up until this point. Yeah, all scores still holding indeed. Yep. There's not obviously too much at stake here on the final match day of CONCACAF World Cup qualifying, as Pulisic tried to play in Weah. Just a little bit too much pace on it, and Navas was there. Certainly not as much at stake on the final match day of qualifying here in CONCACAF as previous World Cup cycles. That's safe to say. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of shootouts to decide a match, but you know, it is what it is. What's up, Vaughn? Welcome in. Yeah, you were totally wrong about the Solomon Islands. Oh, well, Adam. Oh, well. Yeah. It's all right. It's all right. It happens to all of us, man. It happens to all of us. Yeah, I looked at the score earlier and I was like, oh, wow. New Zealand beat them pretty comfortably. Hey. This is brought down by Anthony Contreras. Now Pulisic. Yeah, Vaughn, I think most of us were expecting New Zealand to win, which ultimately was the case. Adam certainly had his hopes up on Solomon Islands. Unfortunately, that backfired for him, but that's all right. And so, yeah, in all likelihood, it will be Costa Rica facing New Zealand in one of those two intercontinental playoffs. The other one will feature Peru against either Australia or the United Arab Emirates. Zimmerman now on the ball for the United States. Oh yeah, that's good. That's a fair point, Steve. Yeah. Yeah, same with hockey, yeah. Shootouts, yeah, it isn't in the run of play either, you know what I mean? It's just I don't know. It's a tough way to decide a match, but I mean, I guess you can't keep playing forever. It's called Generation Adidas Cup. All right, very good, Hugo. Good to know, man. I didn't really hear about that actually. Zimmerman across the back for Miles Robinson. 38th minute of play. No, is that right, Mike? All right. Yeah, last night was last night was a bit tough, Adam. The Bruins just did not show up. It was a fun experience being at the game. I hadn't been to TD Garden since before COVID, so it had been a while. But yeah, unfortunately, they just had an off night. Nearly came back at the end somehow, but yeah, it just wasn't their night, unfortunately. And yeah, don't even get me started on the Oscars slapping contest. Yeah, it's one way to put it. Yeah, I never watched the Oscars, but heard about that incident and saw it online. But yeah, that was quite something. Who watched the Cameroon Algeria match? I saw the end of it, Mike. I saw the end of it. That was a wild ending, man. From Algeria thinking they made the World Cup to Cameroon scoring moments later in almost the final kick of the game. The strike from distance takes a notable deflection wide. Contreras with the effort off of Miles Robinson, and it will be a Costa Rica corner kick. Will there be a goal before we reach halftime? Heading over to take the corner is Brandon Aguilera. It'll be an outswinging delivery with 5 minutes plus stoppage time remaining here in the opening half. Steffen's there to punch it out of the box. And now headed backwards by Kendall Waston. Martinez ahead. Zimmerman once again winning the possession with his head. And here comes the U.S. Wide it goes. Kept in play by Tim Weah. Weah cuts back to get away from his defender. And now to the back line it goes with Zimmerman once more. He'll send it over to Miles Robinson. Yeah, I did see that, Vaughn. I saw that. Yeah, a bunch of Senegal fans were pointing lasers into the faces of the Egyptian players. Yeah, that was crazy, man. Crazy. What do we have here? How many cerveja did I have yesterday? Isn't that beer, Hugo? I think it is. As that's crossed towards Weah, all the way through it comes. That would be 0, Hugo. I am still underage for that. Although I can tell you a lot of people around me were having a number of beers. Possession 57 to 43% in the Americans' favor. Mm. 42nd minute approaching. Musa back for Zimmerman. 42nd minute. It hasn't been the most spectacular first half. Any fights in TD Garden? No, I didn't see any fights. Although I did have balcony seats where the fights are almost, well, almost always occur. The balcony seats is where the craziness happens and fans tend to fight. But no fan fights, no fights on the ice either. I thought we were gonna get one. It got a little chippy towards the end of the second period, but no one ended up dropping the gloves in the game. So, yeah, overall, it's disappointing since the Bruins lost. We had no fights to talk about. Not that I condone fan fights, but hey, there were a lot of fans around me getting pretty antsy. Um, but no fights broke out. Not that I can report on. Here's a strike from distance on the free kick, and once again, the Costa Rica wall does its job. This time, however, it is in behind for a corner. What's up, Adrian? Welcome in. Glad to see you here. Oh, yeah, that is an interesting point. With the final rosters possibly extending from 23 to 26. Yeah, which players do I think that opens the door for? Yeah, that's a good question. I would say Josh Sargent potentially, depending on how he finishes up his season with Norwich and starts next year. I think Sargent deserves another shot, to be honest with you. Um, I think potentially John Brooks. I think he should be on the roster. I don't know if Greg Berhalter wants him though. And then maybe Conrad De La Fuente. Yeah. I would like to see De La Fuente on the roster. So those are three fringe players just off the top of my head that I would like to see on the roster if indeed they do extend it. Oh, another Mexico goal. All right. Thanks for that update, Hugo. A Jimenez penalty. All right. So Mexico in cruise control there. That pass not quite settled by Yedlin. It is kept in play by Costa Rica's Ian Lawrence. We're a minute away from first half stoppage time at Estadio Nacional. It's a great ball by Navas to Lawrence. However, the steal by Yedlin. Yedlin's pass intercepted. Getting there was Juan Vargas. However, it's back with the U.S. in the midfield. This is Yunus Musa. Musa, who plays for Valencia. Tim Weah going down. No foul, but it will be a U.S. throw. It was Chasson with the challenge for Los Ticos. 2 challenges for that matter. We've reached the 45-minute mark. Waiting to see how much will be added on. The answer is 0. No additional time. And that's really an indicator of how uneventful this first half was. No score through the opening 45 minutes. It's Costa Rica and the United States battling it out on the final match day of CONCACAF World Cup qualifying. I'll be back for the halftime report after this. All right, everyone, welcome into the halftime report. Yep, all scores still holding. Indeed, the United States now 45 minutes away from officially punching their ticket into the 2022 FIFA World Cup in Qatar later this year. They're that close, folks. So close, indeed. Um, yeah, Hugo. Well, it's definitely evident that you're not the biggest Hector Herrera fan. It's safe to say, which I can respect that. Nonetheless, so far in this match between Costa Rica and the United States, really not much to discuss regarding the opening 45. I mean, both teams not really creating a whole lot of opportunities. It was pretty sloppy, honestly, particularly early on in the match. And yeah, in the end, I thought the US looked lackluster. Costa Rica not really going for it either. It's been that type of match where you can't really analyze it that much. Costa Rica committing more fouls in the end. US had slightly more chances, but never really tested Keylor Navas. So, yeah, that's the type of opening 45 minutes it was. We'll see if anything changes in the second half. But I'm not sure it will because both teams are basically fine with the current score line. I mean, the US, if this stands, and even if they lose by 5, will be going to the World Cup. And then Costa Rica obviously need to win by 6 to get that automatic spot. And it's not the end of the world for Costa Rica if they don't, because they'll have that intercontinental playoff, which I think will be a winnable game for them against New Zealand. But we shall see. Um, I don't know. I don't know necessarily if the USA is playing out for a draw. I mean, I think they'd like to get the win. They've actually never ever won in Costa Rica, by the way. Fun fact. But I mean, it wouldn't be a result that hurt them. Let me put it like that. Let me put it like that. What's good, Henry? Welcome into the broadcast. How is Pepe doing? He's all right. Hasn't really been a huge factor. Yeah, the US overall just had sort of a lackluster first half, I thought. I mean, there were some chances that they were unable to put away. In fact, Pepe did have a decent chance on one occasion where Navas made the save. Rather comfortable save in the end for Navas. But yeah, no one has really looked no one has really stood out for the US so far. I'll put it that way. But that could always change in the second half, of course. Um, that is true. Costa Rica isn't a team known as, yeah, crushing teams. In fact, they've only scored 11 goals so far in 13 qualifying matches. So that is something of note. And as we take a look at the first half stats, the U.S. outshot Costa Rica 8-6, outpossessed them 60 to 40%. Costa Rica committing 9 fouls, the U.S. 4. The United States did have 7 corner kicks compared to 2 for Costa Rica. But of course, the score line remains 0-0 as we speak. And heading into the second half, the US, they'll start to feel it, man. They'll start to feel it. Once that final whistle blows, it's all gonna really sink in, folks. As long as the US don't have a catastrophic collapse and allow 6 goals in the second half, they'll be heading to the World Cup. And a lot of watch parties taking place around the nation. Second half quickly approaching. Yeah, that sounds right. They didn't put up the shots on target there, Henry, but I think, yeah, 4 shots on target sounds about right. Yeah. I'll be back to look ahead to the second half, so stick around. We're scoreless between Costa Rica and the US. Hello, everybody, and welcome back in. A reminder that the U.S. women's national team will have World Cup qualifying this summer. The CONCACAF Women's Championship will be held July 4th to the 18th this summer. All the matches held in Monterrey, Mexico. 8 teams total participating, consisting of 2 groups of 4. The top 2 teams from each group qualify for the World Cup. The third place team will head to an interconfederation playoffs. And also, that tournament plays a role in the Olympic qualifying for 2020. When is the next Olympics? I'm blanking out. 2024 Olympics too. So that's the first time where one competition on the women's side will be for both the World Cup and the Olympics. Of course, on the women's side, the Olympics feature the senior team, so it's a big deal, unlike the men's where it's U23, of course. All right, welcome back into the halftime report, everybody. Yep, Mexico up 2-0 at the break, Steve. What's up, Jeffrey? Go USA. That's right, man. Do I feel sleepy? A little bit, Mike. I didn't get home till about midnight last night from the Bruins game, and then I had to get up at like 6 for school. um, and of course, I'm not helping myself by staying up till 11 for this game, but oh well. I'll catch up on sleep this weekend. Getting up for school is terrible, but it is what it is. It could always be worse. I'm not going to complain about it. It is what it is. Yeah, the Barcelona women's team, I saw that crushed Real Madrid 5-2. And speaking of that match, it broke a record for the highest attended women's match, I should say, in women's soccer history. What was it? I think 91,000 fans in attendance at the Camp Nou, and the Camp Nou will now host a semifinal matchup for Barcelona, whoever they play. I don't think it's been determined quite yet in the UEFA Women's Champions League. So great scenes there in Barcelona earlier today. That was fantastic. Great scenes and it was El Clasico, or La Clásica, I guess you could say, between Barcelona and Real Madrid. Meanwhile, here in men's World Cup qualifying, it's 0-0 between Costa Rica and the United States. We're inching close to the second half. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Greg Berhalter make some changes. Um, you know, give players some opportunity. You don't necessarily need all your stars in at this point. I mean, 0-0 after 45. I think you can be pretty comfortable putting on some subs and accepting the fact that it's looking good here. There's no way the U.S. will concede 6 in the final 45. That would be a collapse like no other. So we'll see. We'll see what changes are made by Greg Berhalter and whether or not either team can get a breakthrough goal. We're scoreless through 45. The second half is right after this. Stick around. All right, folks, sorry about that. Just had to do something very quickly, but I am back for the start of the second half, which just kicked off seconds ago. 0-0 the score. The U.S. now 45 minutes away from qualifying for the first World Cup since 2014. Of course, missed out in 2018, and now a chance to put all of those bad thoughts away from the last qualifying cycle. And let's see if they can do just that, as it looked like Greg Berhalter did make at least one halftime substitution. I'll get you filled in on that in a moment. Meanwhile, for Costa Rica, it looks like the same 11 who started remain on the pitch. Thanks, everyone, for being a part of tonight's broadcast. This match at Estadio Nacional in San Jose, Costa Rica. An injured Costa Rica player right off the bat to start the half. It was Aguilera down, and the athletic trainers will evaluate him. Yeah, the lone halftime substitution made by Greg Berhalter was taking off Tyler Adams, and in came Luca De La Torre. De La Torre actually had a solid performance against Panama. So Adams off, De La Torre in. Wide it comes to Anthony Robinson. Robinson back to Pulisic. He's brought down, and a free kick is awarded. The foul called against Orlando Gallo. What if the game ends in a tie tonight, Jeffrey? Yeah, if the game ends in a tie, the U.S. will still head to the World Cup. Yeah, because they're still 3 points clear of Costa Rica in the standings. So, yeah, a tie would be just fine for us, as that header is saved by Navas. Second chance, perhaps. It's settled by Weah. The shot cleared off the line. Third chance over the bar. It fell nicely to Walker Zimmerman, who just guided over the crossbar. And wow, the U.S. coming so close to an opening goal. First, the header by Miles Robinson, which Navas saved. And then two chances after that for the U.S. to grab the opening goal, but come up empty-handed. Out it goes towards midfield on the far side for a Costa Rica throw-in. And it will be taken by Ian Lawrence. Robinson launches it forward. The header won by Juan Vargas. 49th minute, early stages of the second half in Costa Rica. On the ball is De La Torre. And now Zimmerman out wide, and it's a poor touch by Yedlin as he lost it along the sideline. Throw in for Costa Rica. In no particular hurry to take it is Ian Lawrence. Looked like his teammate was tying his shoe, his cleat. The U.S. now 40 minutes from making it official. That's off of Yedlin on the far side. Another Costa Rica throw-in coming up. Taken by Lawrence yet again. And now driven forward. The cross blocked in behind for a Costa Rica corner kick. Brandon Aguilera standing over it for Los Ticos. Here's the outswinger, and it's headed home. Costa Rica grabs the lead in the 51st minute of play. 6 minutes into the second half, and the hosts strike first, and Estadio Nacional erupts in jubilation. Well, oh well. The header sent in by Juan Vargas off of a corner kick for Costa Rica. A nice outswinging delivery by Brandon Aguilera, and just no one able to pick up Vargas. Zimmerman was close, but Vargas with a powerful header. And Stefan just too late to react. It wasn't necessarily the most accurate of headers, but had enough pace to beat Stefan. And it's Costa Rica in front. Now 5 more goals needed for Costa Rica to qualify automatically and bump the U.S. to that intercontinental playoff. Juan Vargas with the 51st minute goal. How the play it goes for United States throw-in, and even though it'll still take something more than special for Costa Rica to win by 6, them taking the lead does make it a little more tense anyways. Have I ever thought about putting a game clock with my posted score? Yeah, I want to do that, Steve. The only problem is I don't have the compatible software to have a running clock on the graphics. The program I use is called StreamYard, which me and my friend split. It's $20 a month to use it, and the graphics you can put up are pretty cool, like a scoreboard, which I have, and a ticker, which I have down low, but there's no way to put in a running clock, unfortunately. With the graphics that you can make with it, you can only import everything manually. So that's the only thing. Yeah, I would love to have a clock. That would be great. I just don't have, the programming or software to do that, unfortunately. So we take a look at the updated live standings. It's Canada on 28. Apparently they're leading Panama. I'll double check that. And then it's Mexico on 25. Or no, sorry. The live standings, let me see. Canada, I believe, are still in a draw. I'll double check that. Yeah, no, it's a great idea, Steve, and I've thought about it, but there's just really no way I can do it, unfortunately. But at least I'm able to put on, a scoreboard on there, which is nice. Oh, Panama is taking the lead over Canada. All right, so the live standings has Canada currently on 28 points. Mexico also on 28 since they're leading. The U.S. on 25 and Costa Rica on 25. However, the U.S. has superior goal difference to Costa Rica, and that's why if this result held, it would still be the U.S. getting that last automatic qualifying spot, and Costa Rica heading to the Intercontinental Playoff. But yeah, all of a sudden, very interesting results around the grounds. Of course, Panama, Honduras, El Salvador, Jamaica, those four teams have essentially nothing to play for. They're all eliminated from contention to make the World Cup. But here we are with Panama leading Canada. Of course, Canada has already qualified, so no worries if they lose. And then you have Costa Rica here leading the U.S., so some interesting score lines. What's up, Gabriel? Welcome in. No, don't say that, man. Don't say that. Miles Robinson over to Walker Zimmerman. 56-minute 1-0 Costa Rica off of the Juan Vargas goal. Edge of the box. Here's a strike save made by Navas. Rebound loose. Anthony Robinson with his right foot sends it over the bar. The chances keep coming sporadically for the U.S., but no goals yet. Navas has looked like his usual self between the sticks for Costa Rica, one of the best goalkeepers in the world. Hasn't had to make any spectacular saves per se, but has done the job. No, Mike, he's Canadian. Yeah, he's from Canada, so. I don't know, Steve. I don't know if that qualified banner is going to come out at the very end. I know someone messed up after the Panama game and brought out a qualified banner when, of course, it was not official. Shots on goal 6-2 in the U.S. favor. And it looks like Gio Reyna is set to come on, as is Jesus Ferreira. So here are more changes coming up shortly, not just yet, as DeAndre Yedlin takes the U.S. throw-in. On the ball is De La Torre. This is off of the United States. Costa Rica throw-in on the way. What do you mean Canadians aren't that nice? I thought it was kind of understood that Canadians are some of the nicest people. No Mexicans. That shot blocked. The opportunity came for Gallo. But once again, the United States just too sloppy in possession as they conceded another throw-in. Yeah, Peru. So Peru will play the winner of Australia and the UAE. Yeah, I think Peru beats either of those teams. Yeah, I think Australia would be the bigger test, but I still don't see Australia beating Peru. I think it would be a good playoff, but yeah, I would favor Peru in that intercontinental playoff. So Peru will play Australia or the UAE, as that's spilled by Stefan, who makes the save, gets back to his line, and it's put home by Costa Rica. It's another goal, and it's Anthony Contreras. 2-0 to the home side. And Estadio Nacional is erupting right now. The place is going crazy. Now Costa Rica needing 4 more goals for the automatic World Cup spot. And it's off of yet another set piece here as we close in on the hour mark. A free kick for Costa Rica. Stefan, sort of in no man's land, made a nice recovery save at first, but then it was kept alive by Costa Rica, and no one picking up Anthony Contreras, who was there at the back post for the easy tap-in. He was clearly onside. Not the most beautiful of crosses, but it found its way to Contreras nonetheless, and it's Costa Rica with the 2-goal advantage. And all of a sudden, it's getting more and more tense inside Estadio Nacional. And now here comes 3 changes from Greg Berhalter. So a number of new faces coming on for the United States. And as we take another look at the live standings, Canada and Mexico 28 points, the US 25, Costa Rica 25. The US still with a 4 better goal difference as we speak, or a 3 better goal difference as we speak. Yedlin just came off for Shaq Moore. Meanwhile, Jesus Ferreira replacing Ricardo Pepi. And Gio Reyna coming on for Tim Weah. So those were the 3 changes made by Greg Berhalter as the United States trails by 2. U.S. with just 1 substitution remaining. Costa Rica still has its starting 11 on the pitch. As a free kick's awarded to the U.S., Pulisic brought down by Gallo. And that is correct, Hugo. USA right now in 3rd place, which would be enough, but it's not necessarily as comfortable of a situation as it was a while ago. And all of a sudden, this crowd is chanting left and right and having the belief that that Costa Rica can pull off the improbable. Still a long ways to go as Pulisic's brought down and a free kick awarded once more to the United States and a yellow card shown to Carlos Mora. It's not the first time Pulisic's been brought down tonight. Yeah, as you say, Adam, all the USA needs to do is defend. Easier said than done for them. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know what to say. Meanwhile, Kendall Waston is down for Costa Rica. Looks like his right hip perhaps is the issue. No, not really, Hugo. I mean, the US just hasn't played well. I don't know what they're trying to do. I mean, they've created some chances now and again. They've done terribly defensively on set pieces. I mean, just haven't been picking up their man defensively, and that's hurt them on both goals. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Yeah, yeah. Let's hope this is not a Puma scenario. 64th minute approaching as Waston walks off to the sideline a bit gingerly. We'll see if he'll be able to continue. That goal by Anthony Contreras, by the way, in the 59th minute, just his 2nd international goal. So what a moment for him. Remember, this isn't even the strongest team, not even close to the strongest Costa Rican team fielded today, because they have 9 players on a yellow card, 2 yellow cards, and you're suspended, and that includes the Intercontinental Playoff. So Costa Rica didn't want to risk that, as Tejeda will come on for Waston. So Waston is done with that injury. Tejeda is in. Here comes the U.S. free kick headed away, and Costa Rica may be off to the races. Although it's won back by Anthony Robinson. He'll send it to Zach Steffen, 65th minute of play in Estadio Nacional. No, don't say that, Vaughn. Don't say that. Also, Martinez came on for Mora, so that was the other Costa Rica change. Mora, who just got that yellow card. Costa Rica now with 3 subs remaining, the U.S. with 1. We have about 25 minutes remaining plus stoppage time. It's a 2-0 Costa Rica advantage over the United States. And think about, now in hindsight, how big that victory over Panama was by the scoreline they won it, 5-1. If the U.S. had only beat Panama by 2 goals, say, in that game, then Costa Rica would have needed just 4 rather than 6. If the U.S. had only beaten Panama by 1 goal on Sunday night, Costa Rica would have been 1 goal away right now from overtaking the U.S. in the standings. So that's how important that 4-goal margin of victory was for the United States on Sunday, or else this could have been a much trickier situation. Zimmerman steps in for the steal. The United States 0-2-9 all time. 0 wins, 2 draws, 9 losses in Costa Rica. They've never won a game in Costa Rica. And we're on par for that to continue to be the case. That clearance by Navas, intercepted by De La Torre. Now Pulisic. Pulisic driving to the end line. Crosses blocked. It will be a corner. Is that right, Vaughn? 67th minute, Christian Pulisic to take the corner kick for the USA. There comes the service. It's all the way through. And chasing it down is Jewison Bennett. He gives it away to the United States. Played ahead for Gio Reyna, and it will be yet another United States corner kick. Yeah, well, right now they are attacking. This will be their 9th corner of the night. Can they capitalize on one of these set-piece opportunities like Costa Rica has against them? Costa Rica now making their 3rd change. Off comes Brandon Aguilera. I thought he had a solid performance, Aguilera. And in comes Lopez. This time, Reyna to take the corner for the U.S. It's an out-swinging ball driven towards the near post. Header away by Martinez. What's my ideal World Cup draw? Ooh, I have no idea, Gabriel. I'll have to see, the pots at first before I can have it, and any opinion on that. That cross squeezed in. Navas interfered with by Jesus Ferreira, and it will be a free kick to Costa Rica. It'll be interesting to see how Costa Rica play out these final 21 plus minutes. Do they play with a lot of urgency with the belief that maybe they can score 4 more? I'm not sure. 2 second-half goals here by the hosts. First it was Juan Vargas, then it was Anthony Contreras. That would be an interesting group, Vaughn. I know, Adam, I know. No reason for the US to give us this scare, but they're doing just that. Wow, that would be a crazy group, Hugo. That would be crazy, man. Down went Gio Reyna, free kick to the US. Reyna, who came in moments ago as a sub. That was one of the easier calls for referee Drew Fisher. We've reached the 70-minute mark. in Costa Rica. And before the free kick's taken, Pulisic claiming the ball currently in play is flat. And the fans in Costa Rica not liking that. Some boos raining down, a new ball in place, and Christian Pulisic ready to take the free kick. He'll float one into the box. Zimmerman gets a piece of it. Ferreira towards the middle. Back out it comes. Now Gio Reyna. Reyna, great through ball. A chance for Pulisic. Navas makes the save. Second opportunity, and it somehow ends up wide. There was a deflection somewhere inside the 6-yard box. It will be yet another U.S. corner kick. Meanwhile, Keylor Navas is down in some discomfort, clutching his right leg, it appears. Wow, I don't know how that didn't go in. Pulisic first denied, and then Yunus Musa with the strike. And let's see who got a touch on this. Oh, I think it was actually Orlando Gallo who got maybe a thigh to it to send it wide, or else that was heading on frame. Here comes the corner kick. That's beyond everybody. Chased down in the far corner by Bennett, and it will be a Costa Rica throw. Well, Mike, Russia's been banned from the World Cup, so that's not possible. Yeah, I think did Iraq make it? No, Iraq didn't make it. I'm looking at the standings right now. No, Iraq didn't make it. You must be mistaking them for Iran. "72 minutes played. A 2-0 advantage for Costa Rica. Down the left wing, it's Anthony Robinson. He'll find Pulisic. And now De La Torre. The pass gets away from Anthony Robinson. And out it goes for a goal kick. It's been that type of night for the U.S. Very frustrating indeed. 2 goals conceded here in the second half. They need to allow 4 more to be denied of a World Cup berth, automatically anyway. An automatic berth. That's how I should phrase it. Oh yeah, I didn't even see Italy in your list, Mike. I see what you did there. I didn't catch on. uh yeah, now I see what you did, Mike. And down there went Carlos Martinez, no foul called. Yeah, Mike was just was trying to trick us. I guess it worked. That is correct, Gabriel. Yeah, it'll be Australia or the UAE against Peru in one of the intercontinental playoffs. Foul called here against Orlando Gallo. Yeah, that would be impressive if the UAE made it. I would favor Australia, though, in that Asia playoff. We'll see. There could be a chance. All the way forward comes Reyna, but the shot is over the bar. Goal kick for Costa Rica, and the U.S. still looking for their opening goal. Just over 15 minutes remaining. Navas doesn't seem to be in any particular rush to take this goal kick. Got to give Costa Rica credit for the turnaround in these qualifiers. They had a really poor start to this World Cup qualifying campaign, turned it around so impressively. I think heading into tonight, They had picked up 16 of 18 possible points in the last 6 matches, which put them in this position to at least make it to the Intercontinental playoff. Because I'll tell you what, after about 4 or 5 matches into this World Cup qualifying campaign, it wasn't looking good at all for Costa Rica. But they climbed their way up the standings, and I think surprised many by putting themselves in this position. If this result holds, they'll finish level on points with the United States, even though it will be the U.S. finishing ahead of them and getting that last automatic spot due to superior goal difference. List 5 countries I'll never visit? Nah, I don't know. That'll take me a little while to think of. And there's probably more than 5 that I'll never visit. Or that I would never visit, as that's blasted out of bounds by Lawrence, throwing for the U.S. 14 minutes away. Now is the U.S. from making it to the World Cup. Meanwhile, play is stopped as Keylor Navas is still dealing with the effects of that knock he took moments ago. And he'll require medical attention again. The backup keeper getting loose just in case. There you go, Adam. Yeah, that's a solid list right there. Very similar to what my list would be, actually. Oh, geez. Wow, Hugo. The 77th minute. And Navas is taking off his gloves, so this is not a good sign here for Costa Rica. It's looking like Keylor Navas will have to make way. Yep. He's certainly acting as if he'll have to come off here. Let's see where that injury occurred. Oh, yeah, it was actually on the save he made to deny Pulisic. His right knee kind of bent in an awkward position, so Navas will pass on the captain's armband as he'll be forced to exit the match. A huge standing ovation from the crowd on hand at the Estadio Nacional. What a player he is. One of the best goalkeepers in the world from the small country of Costa Rica. Unfortunate to see him pick up that injury as he's forced to come off, and he'll be replaced by the backup Alvarado. So Alvarado in, and that will be the 4th substitution of the night for Costa Rica. Well, that stoppage right there in itself will require a few minutes of stoppage time anyways. And Costa Rica will actually make its last change here as well. And it will be Guillermo Ortiz replacing Bennett. So that's the final substitution of the night for Costa Rica. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in tonight. It's certainly been an interesting one. A reminder that the U.S. qualifies for the World Cup with a win, draw, or even a loss by 5 or less goals. They currently trail by 2, which would still comfortably see them advance to or go to the World Cup. But obviously, not quite the situation they would like to be in. Got to lose by 6 to have that automatic World Cup berth taken away from them. 10 plus minutes remain now. It's kept in play by Anthony Robinson. And now De La Torre battling for it. He loses out to Martinez, and back it comes to Alvarado, the backup keeper, with his first touches since replacing the injured Navas. Now it's over to De La Torre. Pulisic knocked off the ball and a foul called against Orlando Gallo. You won something on a YouTube stream tonight, is that right, Jeffrey? Well, congratulations. Hmm. Yeah, that's an interesting idea, Gabriel. Yeah, I'm not sure if the AFC would ever split. I wouldn't mind an OFC merge. I guess if the OFC merged, there would kind of have to be a split within the AFC. Yeah, I don't know. It's a tricky situation. Yeah, ever since Australia left Oceania for Asia, I mean, the OFC just got way weaker. I mean, I'm sure New Zealand was happy. I mean, now because New Zealand would always get beat by Australia in the OFC, so now they don't have to deal with them anymore. And now it's more difficult on Australia, being in a much stronger region, of course. Free kick here for Costa Rica. Alvarado to take it. Everyone up for Costa Rica. We do have some score updates. Panama leading Canada right now, 1-0 in the 78th minute. That game having no influence on anything really, but still something to note. Canada has been so impressive in these World Cup qualifiers, but in danger of losing to Panama here tonight. Yeah, very true. And one last change here for Greg Berhalter. That will be it for Christian Pulisic. On comes Jordan Morris of the Seattle Sounders in MLS. So Morris enters the match, and both teams have made all 5 of their substitutions. Will I support Canada in the World Cup? I mean, well, I'll be supporting the US and Portugal, but and no other teams. But I mean, I'll be happy for Canada if they do well. I usually I tend to hope CONCACAF teams do well. And even though it pains me to kind of see Mexico do well in a World Cup, as long as they're not beating the US, I don't necessarily mind it, and that's the one competition where I don't necessarily mind it because it is a good representation of this region, and I want to see CONCACAF do well and just improve overall. So yeah, so I'll be happy for Canada if they do well, but I won't be supporting them per se. Oh, are you saying has a CONCACAF team ever finished top 4 in a World Cup, Steve? Um, You'd probably have to date back to like the 1930s, I would assume. Maybe sooner than that, but no, maybe once or twice, but a long time ago. Oh my, that's wild, Adam. Yeah, that region is a joke. Yeah. I don't know, Hugo. It might be. It might be. I am not entirely sure. Yeah, I remember that, Steve. Yeah, yeah. Way back in like 1930 something, one of the first World Cups the US lost in the semis. And I think it was only like an 11 team World Cup in those early goings. So you can call it legitimate or not. But yeah, the US did make it to the semis in like, yeah, the 1930s or something like that. All right, I'll check that out, Adam. That sounds unbelievable. Here's Chasson back for Alvarado. 86th minute of play. Alvarado under pressure. Kept though by Costa Rica. In the midfield, it's a heavy first touch by Miles Robinson. But here comes the U.S. It's De La Torre into the box. De La Torre has his cross blocked. Tries to stay with it. Taken towards the corner flag. He'll get out of there, finding Anthony Robinson. Morris back to Robinson. Or rather, Reyna back to Robinson, and Costa Rica wins it back. Yeah, I know. I saw that the Celtics lost to the Heat. Yeah, tough loss. Well, it's a great ball forward, and the strike sent right into the arms of Zach Steffen. The chance there came about for Martinez, but no problem for Zach Steffen this time. We're 3 minutes away now from second half stoppage time. Oh, Canada just tied it against Panama. All right. Thanks for that update, Steve. Much appreciated, man. The U.S. minutes away now from clinching their spot in the 2022 World Cup. Here's Anthony Robinson all the way back for Miles Robinson, 88th minute of play. All right, good night, Jeffrey. Have a good one. Great talking to you, man. This ball will will not go out of bounds. Kept in play by Alvarado, the Costa Rican keeper. Yeah, 100% fun. What's up, John? Welcome in. John going after Greg Berhalter right away. Well, let's take it easy a little bit. I mean, the U.S. is heading to the World Cup. Now is the ultimate goal here in qualifying. I know tonight hasn't been great by any means, but most important part is we're going to get the job done. That's very interesting, Adam. Wow. I did not even know that. Yeah, I think I read that, Jeffrey. The St. Peter's coach is heading to Seton Hall as this crosses an in-swinger sent away. And a free kick awarded to the Americans. 1 minute from stoppage time now. And the U.S. on the verge of clinching. Yeah, I agree with Steve. I mean, they're going to the World Cup, so he's not going to get fired. But I'm also not the biggest Berhalter fan either. I'm not a fan of him, but I'm just saying, credit has to be given that he's getting them to the World Cup, something the previous coach could not do last World Cup qualifying cycle. We're now seconds away from stoppage time. Settled by Zimmerman. And now Acosta 4 added minutes here to the end of the second half. The U.S. will just have to wait a little bit longer for the celebrations to begin. A corner kick on the way. The U.S. has had plenty of those in this match. Yeah, I'm hoping round of 16 bare minimum at the World Cup for the U.S. I'd like to see them at least get to the quarterfinals. I know that's ambitious, but I have high expectations for this team. I do, and they'll have plenty of time to prepare and get ready for the World Cup, as that's out for yet another United States corner kick. Oh, sure, we can get out of the group stage. Come on now, John. This is an in-swinger, cleared away by Costa Rica. Oh, the goal was disallowed for Canada. All right. Am I going to celebrate in the street? I don't know about that, Mike. I'm going to celebrate just in my house. I'm very tired. So I don't know if I'll have too much energy to celebrate until tomorrow. I'm going to go to bed right after this game ends. Potentially, Jeffrey. I mean, I don't think the USA will play again until June for CONCACAF Nations League. So, yeah, whenever that rolls around, there's a chance I'll do it. But they'll be off for a while, because this will mark the end of the journey that is World Cup qualifying. Match 14 of 14 minutes away from being completed. This goes wide for Anthony Robinson. He kept it in play, but it's won back by Martinez. Under 90 seconds remaining. The final whistle within distance. This is Gio Reyna. And now the U.S. just simply keeping possession. Costa Rica don't seem to have any more energy to just get the ball back. At this point, both teams' fates have been decided. It'll be the U.S. heading to the World Cup, Costa Rica heading to the Intercontinental Playoff, with their hopes still alive. Long ball forward will find its way to Alvarado. 30 seconds left now. And Alvarado just keeping the ball at his feet. Finally closed down by reluctant Jesus Ferreira. Alvarado picks it up and puts it right back down on the ground. Well, this could be defined as an anticlimactic ending, but the U.S. won't care. It's all over in San Jose, Costa Rica. It finishes Costa Rica 2, the United States 0, but it doesn't matter for the United States. They are heading to the 2022 FIFA World Cup in Qatar. Something that could not be achieved in 2018 has been achieved here in 2022. And the United States, despite a lackluster performance on the night, can celebrate a top 3 finish and an automatic berth in the 2022 World Cup. And a couple hundred U.S. fans that made the trip to Costa Rica begin the celebrations. We're heading to the World Cup, folks. There we go. We've done it. And so it is official. The 3 teams from CONCACAF heading to the 2022 World Cup are Canada, Mexico, and the United States. It'll mark the 11th World Cup appearance for the U.S. Meanwhile, Costa Rica still alive. They'll face New Zealand in June in an intercontinental playoff. Thank you very much, Mike. I certainly am happy. I'm sure Alexi Lawless is happy. Thank you, Adam. Oh, man. Couldn't get the win tonight, but hey, we're going to the World Cup. I don't really care about the performance tonight. Oh, man, that feels good after what happened 4 years ago. Well, I guess 5 years ago. The U.S. get the job done. There were ups and downs in this qualifying campaign, but in the end, they have done it. Yeah, Jeffrey, my next stream will in all likelihood be Saturday. Yeah, for the UNC Duke Final Four matchup, which is a spicy one in March Madness. Yep. Yeah, CONCACAF certainly competitive. CONCACAF definitely improving. Just look at Canada. I mean, they were never taken seriously as recently as 5 years ago, and now look where they are. Challenging teams. They beat both Mexico and the US in these qualifiers. Yeah, Adam, in March Madness, the Final Four is set. So it's Villanova versus Kansas and North Carolina versus Duke. So yeah, it should be an epic Final Four on tap. Those two semifinals will be Saturday night. I plan to do the UNC Duke game. There we go, folks. The celebrations beginning. The U.S. heading to the World Cup after the disaster at Trinidad in 2018. The U.S. can finally breathe a sigh of relief because the job is done. All right, sounds good, Steve. We're in, baby. Absolutely. We got it done. And the World Cup draw, by the way, is just in 2 days' time. Friday morning here in the United States. Friday evening in Qatar will be when the draw takes place. So the U.S. very shortly, as well as every other team who's qualified, will find out which group they will be placed in. So that will be a day to circle on the calendar for sure. All right, Mexico beat El Salvador 2-0 the final. Very good. Before I sign off, here are the thoughts of Christian Pulisic.
I hate to lose. It's a good atmosphere in the stadium. We lost concentration twice on set pieces, and that's how it goes. But obviously, we're still proud that we're going to the World Cup.
Despite that, we have all seen the images of you 4 years ago not qualifying. You are now going to a World Cup. What are those emotions?
I'm extremely proud. I'm extremely proud of this group. It's a bit of a weird feeling right now because I hate to lose so much, but I'm really proud, and I can't wait to go to the World Cup.
I feel like this frustration can be a little bit temporary, but when you shake this off, when you talk about the entire qualifying cycle and this team and what they've been through, what has it been like?
It's definitely been a roller coaster. It's never easy to come down and play in these CONCACAF countries. We know that. And we battled through most of it, and at the end of the day, we're in the top 3, and we're going to the World Cup, so we should be proud.
What do the next 8 months look like for you guys?
Preparation, just continuing to do well at club level, and yeah, get back together, get as much training in as we can, and get ready for the big event.
Congratulations, Christian. Thank you.
All right. There are the thoughts of Christian Pulisic. As you can see, a very competitive player. He said it right there. He hates to lose, yet proud of the group that they're going to the World Cup. Definitely an awkward feeling in that sense, no doubt about it. But there we go, folks. The USA heading to the World Cup despite the 2-0 defeat tonight to Costa Rica. It's a great night for U.S. soccer. We're in, baby. I'll see you guys.